All right. So now you know why you want to learn how to, have this sort of growth mindset, how to learn from constructive feedback, but how do you do it? It's not easy, but we've kind of crafted a process here to help you do it. And now the first trick is going to be engaging with the feedback. Remember, one of the things people do is flee feedback. We're not going to let you flee here. For every bit of feedback, we are going to ask you to read that feedback carefully and answer some questions about it. That will push you to not flee, to actually engage, to actually read. Now, you still may feel that temptation to fight. You might feel the temptation to flee. You might not enjoy reading or whatever. And this is where I just want you to keep in mind, that is natural. That if you feel any of that sort of desire to fight back or to just ignore and say, nah, I don't want to listen to that, that is your fight or flight reflex. And what I want you to do is to kind of acknowledge those emotions that you feel, because they are real, but then disempower them because they're getting in the way of your learning. So kind of imagine them as like some, big bouncer in front of a something you want to get into. Well, you have to kind of acknowledge the bouncer and say, yeah, you're there. I know you're there, but I'm going to put you aside now, and I'm going to walk on through to get the learning benefit that I want. And so sometimes acknowledging the emotions is a first step, and then put them aside and really try to get to the content of what that person is saying. And remember everything you learned from giving feedback. This person is trying to help you, just like you were trying to help others. And they're trying to give you hopefully specific ideas about how you can create a revision of your work that's even better than your draft. And so that's what you want to get to. You want to find, what is their suggestion? What are they recommending? And however that might make you feel, just try to get to that recommendation and think about that. How useful is this feedback? Will it help me produce a better version of the revision? If you can get yourself into that space and be thinking about it, now you're getting that growth mindset. You're thinking, how can I use this to improve my work? So that's the goal of all of this. And so what we're going to do is give you repeated practice. We're going to ask you to do this for feedback that you receive from a number of peers. Each time going through this process again of acknowledging the emotion, accepting the emotion, and then getting it out of the way and getting to the utility. And then once you do that with a number of these things, you should really feel like you understand the feedback well. You understand that the points that people were making, and you have a good sense of how you could create a better revision. Cool. Excellent. Well, there may be one more video after this one, or you may be just going right to the analysis of feedback. But either way, sort of enjoy it and appreciate this process. You are learning a new cognitive skill. You are learning to take control of your emotional reactions. And that's a very powerful skill to have. All right, good. Go at her.